The community crafted mode is here, and it is a for fun game mode with changes made by some content creators. However, I do want to take a look at this and see like which of these changes are potentially interesting or I would actually maybe like to see in the game, and which of them are just kind of silly or overblown or not really practical. So basically, I'm going to go through this entire list. I've played a couple games of it so far, and I kind of want to give my thoughts about like which of these are actually good, which of these would help characters, which of them would be like a good balance change. That wasn't really the point of this. I think a lot of this was just to be like funny and interesting more so than like actual balance, because some of them are a little dumb. But yeah, we're just gonna go through basically all just down the list and see and talk about each individual change. So Emong did the tank heroes, and I will remember who made what changes, because some of these changes are a little ridiculous. Diva, defense matrix, now reduces incoming beam damage by 30%. Now reduces the cooldown of micro missiles based on the amount of damage absorbed. Okay, so there's two things here. Now reduces incoming beam damage by 30%. I don't really like this on a, what's it called? Just like the beams go through the DM, right? Like it doesn't really like make sense visually. And like with the logic of the game, this doesn't make as much sense, right? I'm not a big fan of that one. I don't think she needs this. Armor, I think, does just plenty. The other part, though, now reduces the cooldown of micro missiles based on the amount of damage absorbed. Now, that's interesting. Making Diva more offensive, and like, you know, giving her more to do when she goes on a defensive streak. Basically, like, you reward defense, like good peel, with better offense. I like that. I like that a lot. I don't know if micro miss, like, yeah, that's definitely part of it. I think maybe if Diva got like a damage boost based on how much, not damage boost, like a speed boost based on how much she ate, that would be cool, or something like that. But I like this. I like this in theory. Boosters can now strafe sideways and backwards. Again, this is another one of those changes that just doesn't make sense. It's like Diva's animation is like her, like going forward very quickly. I feel like this would you would have to like rework her animations to make this look and feel correct. But on a pure gameplay level, I don't like the idea that Diva would get free reign on her movement. I feel like it's fun to fly around regularly, and that's kind of like the appeal and the difficulty with Diva is like navigating flying forward really quickly. So yeah, I don't really like this one, but it's kind of whatever. Okay, Doomfist hand cannon. I did play Doomfist. Projectile speed increased from 80 to 160. This is just silly. I think I don't exactly know why. I think this is to keep up with like punching targets not into a wall, so you can actually do follow-up damage if you punch somebody just like regularly. So maybe there's some merit to this one. Power block require damage. So basically, it just needs less damage to get. I feel like this is dangerous. I feel like we've had 80 before. Let's just go. Let's do a nice 90. Let's do a cool 90, because sometimes 100 does feel a little much. But 80, I feel like is just super duper quick. Seismic slam. Shockwave height increased from 1.45 to 1.75. Basically, this just allows you to catch higher targets. Honestly, I would not mind this that much, because I feel like sometimes Seismic Slam just misses randomly. So anything that makes Seismic Slam feel a little better, I think is not a bad change. Meteor Strike. Damage now scales the longer Doomfist is in the air. Base damage is now initially 50% and scales up to 200% by the end of the duration. The reason I don't like this is because Doomfist already gets rewarded for being in the air longer. Because yes, you are out of the fight for a little bit, but you're healing up, and now you're also doing more damage with Meteor Strike. Like, I feel like Meteor Strike damage is bad, and that's kind of on purpose, but making it so that Doom gets a free get out of jail card, and the time that he gets... Oh, also I forgot about Punch, too. So by the time he gets back on the ground, he's going to have full health again. He is going to be doing a giant potential 600 burst damage, and he's going to have a follow-up punch. Like, I don't know. That loads it too far into the, like, wait and cast it. I feel like you should be incentivized more to cast it right away. because then you have to make a decision between health and damage. Okay. Junker Queen, Commanding Shout, now gives JQ armor instead of overhealth. Oh my god, absolutely not. No, 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 no. That would be way too good. I don't think it gives her allies armor, but still, like, Queen with armor, I don't, unkillable character. So definitely not. Rampage cast time reduced 0.375. That's short. How do you even react to that or anything? Like, again, Rampage is a really fast, like a really powerful fight turning ultimate, and doing this is like just letting the cast time, it halves the cast time. Having the cast time, that's too much, way too much. I already think it's probably going to be too fast at 0.5 seconds what it is now, what they changed it to this patch. So yeah, not a little, just like, this is just buffing Queen for the sake of buffing Queen. And that's kind of the point of the patch, right? Like, don't get me wrong, like, a lot of these choices, I'm not like, oh, if you were actually doing real balance. I understand they're trying to make content and make funny stuff sometimes. So I'm not like mad at anybody for any changes they make, don't get me wrong. Malga Overrun, radius increased from 7 to 9. Critical hit damage increased from 120 to 180. And critical hit radius increased from 2 meters to 3 meters. See, this doesn't even make Malga more fun. It just makes him, like, just better. Just overall better. Critical hit damage increased to 180. And it got a bigger radius, too. Oh, my God. Mad Emong is terrible. He shouldn't be allowed to stream anymore. Whoa, bro. Chill. Yeah, I mean, the Malga ones, like, this is just buffing for the sake of buffing. It's whatever. Orisa, new ability, Halt. Ability activated by pressing reload. Launch a graviton charge with reload, then it detonates. I'm not going to talk about Pull. Pull is an ability that needed to go away. It was too powerful, too overbearing, not enough counterplay. Yeah, we can't do Halt. I mean, come on. It's funny to be like, oh, give her Halt again, haha. And then energy javelin cooldown decrease, javelin spin, or sorry, energy javelin cooldown increase, javelin spin cooldown increase. I think this is just to make sure she wasn't like a super duper demon, because she has just a whole extra ability. So I'm not going to look into these too much, but these are definitely not good changes if they were just implemented on live. Ramatra, Void Accelerate, projectile size increased. I don't like that very much. Just like make him a little easier. There's no need. Ravenous Vortex, height increased. I do like this one a lot. Being able to actually catch flyers with this thing, like it seems like it should do in the first place. Absolutely, 100%. So that's a good one. Reinhardt, Barrier Field, now provides Reinhardt bonus movement speed based on its missing health, up to 50% movement speed. Ooh, I didn't realize this. So Ryan can now close the distance super hard. Basically, he's rewarded for his shield breaking. So now you have to make the decision whether or not you, you shoot his shield. But then he gets on you in the middle of the fight. So honestly, the counterplay to this seems really weak. Because, like, let's say you just, like, Bastion, turret form the shield down. Well, now he's just, like, getting closer and closer and closer to you. And also, mind you, he can get away. So he can just, like, break the shield and then just, like, duck behind a corner super fast. And then before the shield has come back up, then he just runs back out, right? Still using that movement speed. So he could totally min-max it, too. So, like, a good Reinhardt would never break the shield. And then they just get, like, this basically, like, perma very close to 50 movement speed. Careful. That's I like the idea that could be really busted. Fire Strike. After hitting an enemy, Reinhardt gains 30% increased movement speed. Okay, so, and after hitting Fire Strike, he can close the distance. So rewarding his projectile. Again, stacking with those. Oh, Jesus. I actually like the Fire Strike movement speed much more than I like the Barrier Field. I think that's an interesting idea. Charge. Now gives Reinhardt 50% damage reduction while charging. Honestly, it probably needs to be like this anyways. Since if Malga's allowed to get damage reduction while he's charging, Reinhardt probably should too. Because Malga's ability is much better. And the power in Reinhardt's kit sure isn't really supposed to be in charge, but charge feels worthless without it. So Roadhog chain hook no longer pulls targets towards Roadhog, now pulls Roadhog towards the enemy or environment hit. I like this. Make Roadhog take damage to get his kills instead of being super far back. Or just give him some more movement opportunities. I'm not opposed, honestly. Roadhog having to put himself in a bad position and force himself to use all of his resources to even potentially live? Sure. Take a breather. Damage reduction reduced from 50 to 30. Now also gives nearby allies 10% damage reduction while being used. I don't like this one so much. I mean, yes, this part, good. The second part here, I don't think Roadhog needs any interaction with his allies. I don't think tanks need to have interaction with their allies. Let me say it like that. To be effective. Like, think Wrecking Ball, think Doomfist, right? Now, Hog just sucks, and there's a lot of design flaws, so maybe this would be a nice band-aid, but yeah, I don't like it that much. Whole Hog now pulls nearby enemies toward Roadhog when active. See, that doesn't make any sense logically, but like, just going off of this, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Maybe Ryan could be able to use his shield during dash. Yeah, if they don't want like damage reduction, maybe that's a good thing. The only thing about that is that if he charges at somebody, he basically like effectively stops them from doing any damage to anybody else other than Reinhardt, which would be part of the thing. I don't know. Maybe he could have like a smaller shield, it wouldn't extend all the way just for him. I would be down for that. But yeah, the whole Hog change, no way. Sigma, experimental barrier, shield health regeneration increased. Okay. Kinetic grasp can now be cancelled by pressing the ability button again. Absorbing damage no longer provides overhealth and instead reduces the cooldown of accretion. Yeah, I think these are just changes to make changes. It's fun. I think again, it's like eating damage and then getting some more offensive pressure. I think Sigma doesn't need that though. I think D.Va needs that way more than Sigma. So, yeah, not super big fan, but it's a fun one. Who cares? Gravitic Flux can now no longer be interrupted. Oh, like launch Sigma. Never forget when Sigma could die during Flux, and if he casted it, you were getting hit. You're going on the ground. Those were the days. No, obviously not. I mean, that's just silly. Winston. Tesla Cannon. Secondary fire can now be channeled even further. After 1 second, continue charging for another 2 seconds to increase the damage to 150. So basically, he can just get like a super duper big burst. That would make him really, really broken, I think. Because you could just like charge one, peek around a corner, jump. While you're jumping, hit them with 150 burst, and then slam on top of them. That's a bit much. Definitely a bit much. Maybe giving him some more damage to Tesla Cannon. I'm down for that, but like maybe not 150. Barrier projector size radius increase from 5 meters to 7 meters. That's a lot for a radius to increase by 7 meters. Honestly, at some point, do you get diminishing returns from size increase? Because like Winston needs to be able to play around the barrier, and if he casts it from the middle, that means he's actually further away from when he's going to be safe if somebody jumps inside. So I think this actually would be like kind of a nerf in some regards. In other regards, it'd be a buff because it's just this big wall of shield. So I would say probably no to this one. I don't think barrier size needs any change. Primal Rage now creates a barrier projector upon activation. Primary melee attack range increased. Again, Winston's one of those characters you don't really need to change very much, so Primal Rage does not need to drop a barrier. That's really ridiculous. It already is a very self-sustaining ult. That would not need to be an actual change. Melee attack range increased. I think the melee range on Primal is already pretty decent. I feel like there's no need to increase it any further. Oh wait, Wrecking Ball, dude. Sorry, now gets a free cast after impacting an enemy hero, which does not require being in the air. This is so ridiculously overpowered that I just keep, like, I'll just queue into these games, and it's like the other tank just picks Wrecking Ball, and there's nothing you can do about it. And like, with the lockout duration, you actually just have to take it. You straight up just have to take it. If you get hit by it and he just casts it instantly again, there is nothing you can do to get out. It is actually like the most ridiculous change in this game. Or in this patch. It is so ridiculously unfun. And since you can hold it, you could do so many shenanigans. You could go pile drive a tank that doesn't have a barrier and just go run into the backline. And since you don't have to be in the air, you can just cast it again. Like, cast it on the backline. No thought, no anything. Ah, man. It's a silly change, but this is a really bad one. Okay, minefield radius increase. No! I don't know if this means, like, the mines get spread further, which honestly might not be that bad, or if it means, like, the closer you, like, their size about when they're going to explode is bigger. If that's the case, the second one, absolutely not. Zarya, projected barrier, now also provides allies with 30% increased movement speed. Why allies? Wait, what? I think this is what she needs with her self bubble, because Zarya cannot close the distance whatsoever. If she were able to do it while she was bubbled, then she has like a clear like win condition and also like decisions to make about like there's use in bubble. Like a bad bubble can also just get you in. You know what I mean? Like, I would want this for Zarya, not for her allies. For allies, that's broken. That's actually broken on allies. No way. Graviton Surge now destroys any incoming projectiles in Baptiste's immortality field. Oh. Okay, so like you can't shoot through it? That's weird. Honestly, I'm not opposed to that. It breaking Immo is kind of dumb. It's just like, really? Come on. You can force Immo before you grav. It's easy to deal with Immo while it's in grav if it's a good grav. Like, that's stupid. Alright, that's Emong's changes. Overall, I'm going to give Emong a C. A C for just okay. Alright. TQQ does the hit scan changes. Ash, Dynamite, can be detonated by using the ability to input again. Why? Just shoot it. That's the whole fun of it. You have to shoot the dynamite. What? Why? Bob can now stop movement with ability 3 input again. See, okay, I'm okay with this one. I think that's fine. Being able to put your Bob a little more like you can put him in other places other than just like hitting a wall. I'm down for that. I think that's a better change. The dynamite, that's dumb. That's dumb. Streamer aim. Yeah. I don't know who TQQ is on it. Can I be real with you? I'm not sure who he is. But yeah. Oh, is TQQ, is he the French streamer? He might be. I know there's like one bigger French streamer that's been around recently. Bastion now explodes on death for 300 damage in a 5-meter radius. So now you can basically just go in there and oh, he's a Japanese streamer? Okay, then I had the wrong guy then. Alright, recon configuration, damage reduced by 1, rate of fire increased a little bit. Okay, sure, some pretty standard basic ones. Grenade replaced by self-repair. Okay, obviously self-repair is not going to come back. I don't like self-repair very much. Configuration assault damage reduced, can now deal critical damage. Okay, I like that. I do like that you can do critical damage. Here's why I don't like this change in general. It's that now he has the funny, I'm gonna like blow up on you, but he doesn't have grenade to rocket boost himself in there. Like, what's the point? You know what I mean? What's the point of doing this? This version of Bastion can't get anywhere close to the enemy. I think that's it's kind of backwards. Cassidy, combat roll. Now launches you forward in whatever direction you are facing. I think this feels awful. I know it means you can go up into the air and go down and everything, but this feels really bad when you are trying to play the game and like straight rolling to the side. You have to physically look over and then readjust yourself. It feels really bad. I hate that change a lot. Now cleanses negative effects and heals for 50 health. That's just ridiculous. Roll has plenty of survivability. Do not be fooled by this. This is Lifeweaver. This is better Lifeweaver Dash, for real. Distance increased by 50%. Distance, I'm totally down for distance. Nothing wrong with distance. I think it might even need it nowadays after the damage reduction got increased. But yeah, the combat roll, they're kind of fun, but like this is a ridiculous change. Reaper now acts like Moira's Fade ability, can be activated during Death Blossom. I don't like that. I don't like you being able to like cancel Death Blossom. I already don't like being able to fade during Coalescence. I don't like this very much. Deals 50 damage to enemies you pass through. I like that one though. Some aggressive use for Wraith, and it's also like a big movement ability. I do like this. I'm totally down for like a fade type ability on Wraith instead of like just sit there and okay, I'm out of the fight for a little bit. This is much more interesting to me. The Reaping passive can heal up to 50 additional overhealth. That's interesting. That might be a little annoying, but I'm honestly, maybe. I kind of like this specifically so that he can go get overhealth on a tank, like where it's easier, and then go take a duel more effectively. I'm not opposed. I'm not opposed to that. In theory, in practice, it might not be actually that fun, but. Sojourn, Railgun, primary fire projectile speed. This is her like rapid fire. Speed increased by a lot, and the primary fire damage reduced. So basically, this is like make it easier to get rail, but reduce the damage so that you have to hit more of the shots before you could actually get the actual power with rail. Power slide. I hated this change too. Now only launches you forward in the direction you are facing. I don't know why this is another ability that like only fires you forward, because now these abilities just feel bad. These abilities just feel bad. And can travel upwards. And then also just like not being on the ground. Again, it's a silly change, whatever, but like it just gives so much more unnecessary mobility. Why would she need to travel upwards? She can jump out of it. You know what I mean? It just feels unnecessary to me. Soldier 76, sprint, bonus movement speed. That's really fast. That's ridiculously fast. I don't know about that. I would think maybe he should have like an initial burst of movement and then go back down to like a regular 80% total. That's a lot. Biotic field can now be thrown in your aim direction. Oh, so he throws it now. I guess that's probably a little better for Soldier, but what is the point? Soldier didn't skip leg day. I'm sure. Absolutely. I don't really understand the point of this one about throwing it. I guess you could give it to your allies, or you can like throw it somewhere you're trying to escape to. And I guess since your movement speed is faster, I don't hate this, but like I think it shouldn't be a field. Like that's the real problem. Like biotic field doesn't really work for Soldier since he's so mobile. Tactical visor, movement speed increased by 20%. While the ultimate is active, your movement speed is increased even further when you're in tac visor. Come on, bro. That's ridiculous. And now grants unlimited ammo. Yeah, I think that should have just been that should always be the case. The fact that he has to reload even though it's quicker feels so awkward. So of all the changes, I like this one. All right. Sombra, Translocator, projectile speed increased a lot. That's fine. Although that might might effectively just make a regular Translocator if she can go so far out of the fight. Stealth, detection radius increased from 4 to 20 meters. Radius ring, VFX removed. Okay, that makes sense. Player outline is now hidden while in stealth. What do you mean? Player outline is, I don't understand what this means. Is it not already hidden because you're invisible? And then she just gets a bunch of movement speed. This is dumb. Detection radius increased to 20 meters. I don't like permanent invis as much as the next guy, but 20 meters? That's like unusable. What's the point of stealth? Yeah. Movement speed up is fine. I think it's okay. Tracer, health reduced. Pulse pistol spread further, so she's doing less damage effectively and has less health. Pulse bomb projectile speed increased from 15 to 100. She can chuck that thing. Blink cooldown reduced. Oh. Recall cooldown decreased. So this is all for fun. I'm not going to make a big thing about Tracer, but like, these are all ridiculous. Make her damage, like, make her like uncatchable, but then make her damage like not as good. Like, it doesn't matter how good her damage is. If she's uncatchable, she's gonna do it eventually. It makes her more annoying. I don't even think it makes her worse. I think it just makes her more annoying. Widowmaker, Venom Mine, projectile speed increased from 20 to 40 meters per second. Who cares? Doesn't matter. Venom Mine is useless anyways. Widow's Kiss, scope shots now deal damage. Okay, so here's the classic. It's damage over time, right? So you have a period of time to save your teammates before the one shot. This is a solution to the one shot that I think doesn't really do what everyone wants it to do. I think effectively it would have to do damage over a long period of time. For the critical hits to do it in half a second, that's hard to react to. That's really hard to react to if you're a support trying to fix that. So I don't think it really does fix the one shot issue. So good in theory, but I don't know if that's in practice going to work. Okay, so that's the hit scan. For the hit scan changes, I think these are pretty bad. I think I'm going to give them a D. Sorry, brother. Okay, projectile damage here is changed by Custa. I like Custa. I watch Custa. So he better show up here. Duplicate can now target allies. Ally target ultimate multiplier reduced from 450 to 350. I like the idea they can target allies just because it's a player on the battlefield. The multiplier for allies being reduced, I feel like that's just dumb. It's like, if you guys both have a tracer, why would I even ever think about copying the enemy tracer? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. This is a little whatever to me. Genji Dragon Blade. Cast time reduced from 1 second to 0.5 seconds. Okay, so he pulls it out faster. Swing speed slowed, and it now heals. It heals Genji. No way, dude. I guess that's fine, because Genji is a little, what's it called? He's a little squishy during Dragon Blade, but also, like, this just makes Nano Blade, like, so much better. So, or, like, I don't know, maybe it doesn't make it so much, well, yes, it does, because he gets his dash reset. Like, I know the swing is going to be coming out a little slower, but just being able to heal himself while he has damage reduction, Hanzo, Stormbow, recover. Okay, so this is basically, he makes it so that the recovery was reduced and the draw time is reduced. So he is like firing way faster. And he has a reload now, and the damage is decreased. So I think this just makes Hanzo much more spammy and doesn't put a lot of like individual pressure on each shot, which I think, even though he's firing more often, kind of reduces his fun moment-to-moment feel. I think pushing the numbers, like, not making it so drastically into this, like, super fast, but, like, maybe, like, halfway between what we have now and what this is good. So this is fine. I feel like this is a good idea. Storm Arrow replaced by Scatter Arrow. Scatter Arrow is a dumb ability. I mean, and I don't like Stormbow that much either, but like you can't really have Scatter, to be honest with you, unless its damage is really reduced, but it's not like a very skillful ability. Junkrat, frag launcher, projectile speed increased from 25 to 35, so his bullets go way faster. Riptire, no longer, apparently these didn't get put in correctly, but no longer control Riptire in first person. Can be detonated by pressing the ultimate ability input again. Maximum duration reduced from 10 to 1.5 seconds. Movement speed increased 100%. Explosion damage maximum reduced from 600 to 300. Explosion radius reduced from 10 to 5 meters. Now ignites enemies for 150 damage over 5 seconds. Okay, basically, what is this all doing? It means Riptire is just this like projectile that he fires out very fast, and it's just going to explode after a second and a half. And then if nobody dies to it, they get a burn, which will hopefully kill them. Honestly, I think I like this more. Can I say it? I think I like this more. Maybe if it moved, maybe not as fast, but I kind of like the idea of he's like ripping the tire like a Beyblade and he just lets it go. Instead of like full controlling it. Because I think controlling tire is a little dumb. In my opinion, it's a little... Oh, and he can also detonate the ability. Yeah, honestly, I like this a lot more. I think this is a really, really interesting change. May, Endothermic Blaster. Frozen Ground now increases May's movement speed by 20%. I was playing this earlier a little bit. The only thing I have to say about this, it's a fun idea, but wasting ammo to look at the ground and disorient yourself to move barely any faster just does not make much sense to me. I don't think it does what you want it to do. Blizzard. Effect is now centered around May. Now roots enemies instead of stunning. If you ever wanted to make Blizzard not as oppressive, I think this is a good idea. So they get slowed for a little bit, and then their feet get stuck in like ice, and then they just can't move, but they can still shoot you and use certain abilities. Because I think counterplaying Blizzard is really hard to do outside of team settings. So this would be like a good option to be like, it's not the end of the world if you get hit by the Blizzard. You're not like frozen. You guarantee a kill, right? I actually do like this Blizzard change. And the Endothermic Blaster change, it's a funny idea, but yeah. In practice, I don't think it works very well. Pharah, Rocket Launcher, direct impacts now grant 15 overhealth, a maximum of 45 health. This feels really good. This actually feels really good. I like this a lot. Also, being able to use jump jet and jet dash during barrage is sick. I think he actually cooks super hard with the Pharah changes. I would love to see these. I know Pharah's really good right now, but like I would totally be down to see variants of this. Maybe this one on like a new hero, like a different hero. But I love this idea of like direct impacts giving you over health. I think that's a really cool idea. All right, Symmetra. Teleporter. I don't understand this one exactly. It says now forcibly teleports players. I don't know if that means if you walk into the teleporter, you'll just no interact, or if it means you put the teleporter down, your whole team goes to it. I think it's the former. And the duration is reduced. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. But anyone can take it, I think. I'm not sure about that. Sentry Turret. No longer tracks enemy targets. Now continually fires a straight beam. Damage per second increased from 35 to 80. Movement speed slow increased from 15 to 25%. I don't like turrets having slow in general. I also don't like the trap. Like this is like a video game trap where you like see the laser and you have to find the source of it and like you can't go. This is dumb. This is like, what are you supposed to do with the straight beam? You know what I mean? It's super easily, excuse me. Ugh. It's super easily dealt with. And also just like is on average going to be doing less, I think. So that I don't like that very much. Torbjorn, deploy turret. Now upgrades to level 3 while the overload ability is active. That's funny, whatever. I guess it gives Tor more damage and more power and overload, but yeah. I wouldn't be like that upset. Venture, Tectonic Shock. Maximum duration increased from 7 to 10 seconds. Oh, okay, wait, I like that a lot. I think it runs down pretty quick. Now has damage fall off. Ooh, I like that. I think getting those super max range ones where you think you're out of it is interesting. Or like, I think it's annoying, so this change is interesting. I like this. I think that's pretty good. Custa, you get an A. Good job, Custa. Good changes. SK. Time for the supports. Ana now has Exo Boost passive. Obviously, they never give this to her, but I cannot lie. This is some of the most fun I've had playing Ana. Jumping up over shields, throwing aggressive nades down, jumping up and getting like nice quick scope shots, repositioning mid-fight, being very aggressive, and then jumping out because Ana can do that and Bap can't as much because she's got like splash bionade. That's really fun. Obviously, I don't think they should just give her exo boots, but this was really fun. Um, Biotic rifle reload time reduced. It's a little whatever. Probably not a good idea to reduce her reload by that drastically, but sure. Baptiste Exo Boots now grants increased movement speed while in the air. I honestly think he should just have movement speed while he's crouching and while he's in the air, if they wanted to make it like this, because it honestly feels like you really don't go that far when you use Exo Boots. I couldn't notice it very much. If you could move faster while you were crouching to get away from things more, I feel like that would feel better as well. Brig. The Brig changes were really fun. Basically, she gets movement speed for 2 seconds after the shield bash ability and no longer stops any current momentum when it ends. So basically, she's just like flying around. She can be much more versatile and be much more aggressive when she decides to run away. And the Inspire now shows Brigitte's icon in your HUD when you are currently being healed by Inspire. That's great. That's a really good quality of life change. Good. Brig was really fun to play. I really liked Brig. Iliari. Healing Pylon now has 2 charges, healing reduced from 30 per shot to 20 per shot. I kind of like this, but like, is it really worth spreading out the pylons, or is it more worth to just stack them and get the most out of it? I don't really know. That might just be part of like the playmaking potential of Iliari, but giving multiple people healing pylons and having to break multiple things, it's a bit much. I think this isn't a bad change, but like, I think it's a bit much of an expectation to try to keep track of multiple pylons. Lifeweaver, Thorn Volley. Damage per projectile increased. Weapon swap speed increased, so it's going to be faster between the two. Life Grip, cooldown reduced from 19 to 15 seconds. That's a lot. Pedal Platform now has 2 charges, jump height boost. I like the Pedal Platform having 2 charges. I like that one a lot. Life Grip cooldown, I mean, like, that's probably not. That's really annoying, and you can feel it. And I like these changes, the Thorn Volley. So overall, these Lifeweaver changes are pretty good. Because, doing more damage is always better. Being able to do it more consistently while you're healing, also good. Lucio, Sonic Amplifier. Remember, SK is a Lucio player. Damage per projectile increased from 18 to 22. Sound Barrier now provides... It used to be 20, by the way. Sound Barrier now provides more overhealth based on Lucio's fall time, scaling up to 100% bonus overhealth if falling for 1% or more, 1 second or more. So basically, you get more out of riskier beats. I'm not opposed to that. I think that's probably a good change. As a Lucio player, I'd love to have 22 damage per shot. Is that too much? Absolutely. Way too much. Way too much. Super overboard. Let's just stick with 20. Let's go back to what it used to be. But yeah, Lucio changes, not that bad. Kiriko Swift Step. This one feels weird. Now can be used when no ally is targeted. When you use this way, do a directional teleport and have a reduced cooldown. So this doesn't go very far. And I was initially thinking, like, if you could go as far as Swift Step can go at max, having a reduced cooldown on this seems insane. But really, it doesn't go very far. So it kind of makes sense. Swift Step is a very powerful ability, but I will say, like, this is one of Kiriko's only weaknesses, is that you know that there's a limited number of places that she can TP back to, and you know that once she's done it, she's going to be stuck in that position. So being able to let her teleport wherever she wants, I don't like that one very much. It's a little much. All right, Mercy, Guardian Angel, cooldown reduced. God, she's flying around. I really think Guardian Angel is already on a really, really low cooldown for what it is. Resurrect, cast time reduced, cooldown reduced. Allies resurrected are now only temporarily alive for 10 seconds. I think the cooldown reduction is way too much for this, but temporary res I feel like is a way healthier version of res than what it is now. Valkyrie resetting, resurrect cooldown. I don't like that. Too many people coming back on the battlefield. When you have res up too much, it encourages Mercy to just hide and get ready to go get the res. So I don't quite like that. But this is a good middle ground solution for res, I think. And it also gives you a timer when you get resed. It's like 10, 9, 8 before you go away. So I like this overall. Moira, Biotic Grasp. Now deal critical damage to enemies while aiming directly at their head, which is really funny. That would make Moira more skillful, and you could change her damage numbers around it. So that's not like a bad change, I don't think. Zenyatta Transcendence now grants Zenyatta full flight. Okay. No reason to do that. It's just kind of silly. Snap Kick passive. Skill-based Moira Boo. Bro, Moira's so boring. At least this makes her more interesting. Snap Kick passive. No longer knocks back enemies. Now if Zenyatta hits the environment, he will knock himself back. Oh, that's funny. It gives him some movement. I don't know if Zen should have a lot of movement or any at all. But that would be really funny to get Zen to get himself up to high grounds and do stuff like that. So, you know, SK not bad. I think I'll also give SK an A. So yeah, that's it. Again, I want to say, again, these are all for fun. A lot of these changes are not really necessarily supposed to be real balance changes, but since they are from content creators, I'm sure some of these people have had ideas about what they want to see changed and what they would like. So I think some of these are actually good ideas and I would like to see them, but most of them are a little silly, a little harder to implement effectively into the main game. So don't be expecting any of these anytime soon. Maybe some of them were, maybe the quality of life changes like that Brigitte Inspire showing on the HUD, maybe that will be coming. But other than those, don't expect any of these anytime soon. This is just for fun. And again, Emong and TQQ, step up your game. SK and Custer are whooping the floor with you. But yeah, that's it. That's going to do it for this video. If you wouldn't mind doing any of that good YouTube stuff, like, comment, subscribe. It really does help me out. If you want to get in on these discussions live, every time I go live, I try and do a discussion. That's going to be twitch.tv/Lane Hemingway. Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. And also, if you have any hot takes or Overwatch rework ideas, join my Discord. It's in the description below. But anyways, thank you so much. Have a good day.